Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our first Tiara Watch for Royal Fashion News. My name is Brittany. If you're joining this later, I am so excited because tonight is the state dinner with the South African president, and I'm so excited to see what Catherine and Camilla may wear this evening. And so we are doing this live stream. We're going to chat about it, and I am absolutely stoked if you guys are joining me. I usually do a live stream on Royal News Network on Saturday. But I just was super excited because we will do Tiara Watch videos quite a few times. So hello, good afternoon to Barbara and Gloria, Judith, hello, Shadish. Love that Catherine wore the Princess of Wales brooch. Can't wait for tonight. Yes. I am. From what I could gather, the event itself starts at 8. So hopefully we'll catch it a little bit before and after. And then Party Cloudy. Yay. Can't wait to see what everyone wears. Me too. James S. Good morning. Lovely sunny morning here in Newcastle, Australia. Just made a cup of tea and I'm at my desk about to start work. Yay. I'm so glad you could join the live stream. We have Lila Rose says, just hoping there's a bit of color to the tiaras. Yes, that would be exciting. Julie, excited for this video. FYI, the president's surname is pronounced Rumma Poraz. I'll have to try to remember that. Just for everybody else here too. I'm not the best at pronunciations. I struggled with phonics in elementary school, and that is a problem that has persisted throughout most of my adult life. And so I am able to write a lot better than I used to, but pronunciations, I still have a problem with. Sheila, hello, Crystal. I posted an article that Catherine will not wear the Spencer tiara because it was returned to the Spencer family. That is right. There was a rumor article that maybe the Spencer tiara would go to Charlotte. That could still be the case because then if they leave the tiara to the royal family, it's not hit with inheritance taxes by whoever inherits it. But at the same time, it belongs to the Spencer family. So I just don't totally foresee that. Carmen Monty, can't wait. Mitty, hello. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Rebecca, Linda, Ericat, Teresa, hello. And Teresa said, I just read that the Princess of Wales is expected to wear a tiara from her wedding. Ooh, that will be exciting. First time catching live. Jessica Fry, hello from Canada. Mama Norid, hello. Dorothy asks, how's Pippa? So if you guys don't follow Royal News Network, my poor dog Pippa, she fell off the bed on really late Friday night, really early Saturday morning. And so she had her surgery today, and I heard that she is doing well. And so I'm super excited about that. And I will be able to pick her up tomorrow. So sorry, I'm scrolling through my Twitter as well just to see if we have any updates on what we will be seeing. I heard that somebody mentioned that Catherine might be wearing her wedding tiara. So yes, she may wear that. That wasn't my favorite. My favorite has always been I really like her in the Cambridge Queen Mary's Lover's Knot. I always feel like that has really been beautiful on her. And it really fits her face and her features because you can wear a tiara that doesn't fit your facial features well, and it just doesn't look all that great on you. So for example, Crown Princess Victoria has a very pointed chin. And so she wore a tiara once that had a bit of that too. It had like this curved point. So it looked weird. And so, yes, thank you so much guys for your well wishes for Pippa. She is doing well. And I'm super excited too. So I'm just looking to make sure I'm not missing anything yet. Doesn't appear like I am. I'm just wanting to see maybe, because Catherine and William, since they're now the Prince and Princess of Wales, they may actually be getting ready at Buckingham Palace this evening for the state dinner. Usually we see them drive in, but if they're already at Buckingham Palace, that may be where they're getting ready. So we may not get any pictures until they walk into the event. But I do have Sky News up just to see, because I'm sure they'll cover it. I'm going to pull up BBC too, because I'm going to try to splice in some pictures and video if I'm able to. I was testing this out today. I'm hoping beyond hope that I got it right, but we shall see, because sometimes you can try all you want and then things go wrong the time that you need it. So we will see if I am able to get it all together. All right, I'm just trying to find where I can watch the live BBC, but I'm not seeing it yet. Sheila says, I would rather her not wear her wedding tiara. She's now the Princess of Wales. She needs more flashier and bigger jewels, LOL. I would actually agree with that a bit. I don't, because the Cartier Halo scroll tiara that she wore just didn't sparkle very well, I thought. So I was hoping for something a bit more sparkly. So I am all with you there, Sheila. Hello, Gotham Mama from Wyoming. And Pilar, hi, not about fashion, but do you think the royal family will ever visit Argentina? It's been 40 years since the Falklands War. Wow, well, Princess Anne was just there recently. I think she might still be there. She may still be there. So it is exciting. I think that is great, but a full state visit, I'm not sure. They have a lot of things I feel like they need to ratchet up because they had gotten into a bit of a lull because the Queen couldn't travel much. So you did have Charles and William and Sophie and Edward and Anne picking up some of what Her Majesty could not do because of her age. However, at the same time, they're not the monarch. So they can't have a full function if she's not there. So I feel like it did hinder things somewhat. So it'll be interesting to see if they are able to, they get more together and they're able to get out more. That'll be absolutely something that I'm looking forward to seeing because I think they need to do a lot more. They need to reestablish these connections that got lost a bit because Her Majesty couldn't travel much and those sorts of things. It says, I hope she wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. So that could definitely, I think Catherine will wear that one someday. I don't think it'll be tonight. And I really don't foresee Camilla maybe ever wearing that one. She's being very careful on what jewelry she's worn. She's worn a couple pieces like the Prince of Wales brooch that Catherine wore today. Camilla has worn that and obviously was worn by Diana, but all the other Princess of Wales is as well. So Camilla has been very cautious in what she's worn. So I don't foresee her going to that level yet, just because it is such a famous piece associated with Her Majesty the Queen. So that puts a little bit of a dampener on it. But I could be totally wrong, but I'm really hoping we see something different from Catherine and Camilla tonight. Even the Cartier scroll halo tiara would actually be different because Catherine has just worn the Cambridge or the Queen Mary's Lover's Knot for the vast majority of her tiara appearances. I'm just hoping the Brits, like the Swedes a bit, that they exchange things more, that there's not, well, only this one person can wear this tiara ever. That's how the Brits operate. That's how I would say Denmark operates as well, but they have a much smaller collection to pull from. So I'm really hoping that there's an expansion of, and I feel like that was a reflection of the day that the Queen was raised, and so she just didn't share as much as the rest of the royals did. So it's just something that I'm really, really hoping we see a bit more of, is more and more families, or more and more of the Brits sharing in between themselves of the various tiaras. So hold on. Oh no, this is not available in my location. Oh gosh, darn it. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to get the BBC coverage up because I'm like, where is the coverage of this? I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the first pictures and coverage. Okay. And Hyatt also says, since Catherine has already worn a stunning burgundy outfit, I don't think she'll wear red tonight, but let's see. Yeah. So for Catherine's first state appearance, she wore hold on just 1 second, because we're going to share the screen here. And there we go. This is the first dress Catherine wore to her first state visit. She actually got a position of quite prominence here, right next to the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, I think. I could be totally wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong about about his name. And she wore the lotus tiara that was worn by Princess Margaret quite a bit. It was worn by her daughter-in-law at her wedding. And I feel like this is I didn't particularly like that tiara. I guess it's not a bad one. I just didn't feel like I liked it on Catherine personally, but the red dress is really pretty here. We saw this again at a diplomatic reception event that she re-wore that particular piece. And for one of her next engagements, let's pull it up here. I may have just the video. I have a short video of it. So she wore, this was at the Spanish state dinner. She wore this pink, I believe it is as well, Jenny Packham number. So we will. So she wore that gorgeous piece. And oh man, guys, that ruby necklace. Is that not utterly, utterly gorgeous? That's just, oh, incredible, isn't it? I just love it. I love how she was given some of these really, really, gorgeous, gorgeous pictures. And it's just something that I found is super, super fun. And I hope, yes, Crunchy Dragon says, I love Kate in blue. Yes, it would be great to see her in blue. I'd love her to see her in this, the sapphire tiara. I think that would be really pretty, especially if she could get some sapphire jewelry tiara. And one option for Catherine that I didn't end up actually mentioning is that Catherine, when we've only seen this necklace one time, and our understanding, at least my understanding from what I've heard, is that it was a gift from Charles. So I'm not sure if that's true exactly, but that is my understanding, is that it was this ruby tiara, or sorry, necklace that could easily be converted into a tiara. So let me see if I can find it here real quick. So she wore it in 2011. So it's been a long time. It was this black velvet gown. Maybe you guys remember it. And it was, let's see, I can pull it up here. And we didn't see much of it, but it definitely could have been converted into a tiara. And so this will be one interesting to see if we ever see her actually convert it in that way. We haven't seen her do that. I don't know if that's because maybe it can't even be done. But let me show you what this one looks like, which would be, I think, really fun. Here is this right here. You see the necklace? That could, guys, easily be a tiara. And it was, I think, it would be really interesting to see it as a tiara, because I haven't, it's just so interesting. And just, I think the flowers maybe make it look a little bit, some could say maybe juvenile, but I just think it's really nice and pretty. And so it would be lovely to see her wear that again. We haven't seen her wear that just this one time in 2011. That's the only time we've ever seen this particular necklace. All right, so just going back here, if you guys have questions or comments or anything and want to discuss, just go ahead and put them in all caps. That will help me find them. But I'm going to go back through here and see what I've missed so far. And then I apologize if my eye line is going different places. I'm trying to watch Twitter and pull up different things. And so as soon as we have a look, we can dissect and go, ooh, yes or no. And guys, let me know in the comments too, what do you think? Was Catherine's dress burgundy or plum? Because I've seen it be a little bit different. So they keep saying burgundy. I was like, it looks plum to me. Her accessories are burgundy, but it looks plum to me. Still gorgeous, but it's just funny because it looks plum. Okay, so Cat Lover asks, what are the South African colors? Would Camilla or Kate wear a tiara with the stone of those colors? So I know that there's quite a few colors. I know there's red and I believe blue and yellow. So those, and green too. So we do have a emerald tiara. So that's a Vladimir tiara, which most people have said, and I agree, I don't anticipate us seeing this one tonight because it is one that is pretty closely associated with the queen. And I think Camilla, for at least for now, will avoid pieces that are too closely associated with Her Majesty, just out of respect. And I mean, we could see, I could do this whole live stream, guys, and it could be a gigantic bust and they wear the same things they always wear. But here's to hoping they wear something a little bit different. And what tiara we know, or jewelry we know we probably definitely won't see, is the Cullinan 3 and 4 diamonds. So the Cullinan diamonds, if you don't know, are in the imperial state scepter and the imperial state crown. So the Cullinan 1 and the Cullinan 2 are the greater stars of Africa, and then the lesser stars are the Cullinan 3 and 4. There's really 9 major stones that were created from the Cullinan diamond, which was 3,106 carats in its raw form. How do I know that? I did a report on it in high school way back in the day. So it is a gorgeous piece, and she could wear 2 of these smaller pieces, which are cut in the same way as the, so the 3 and 4 are cut in the same way as the 1 and 2, but they're just smaller. So there's a pair and more of I think a cushion style cut. So she could wear those on a lapel as a brooch. I don't foresee Camilla wearing that. Obviously, there are still some sensitivities around the Cullinan diamonds, but to me, I don't know. It's just they were given to the crown over 100 years ago, so what are they supposed to do now? Just never wear them, just have them sit in a vault somewhere. I would prefer to see these jewels out and about rather than being so worried about the provenance in certain situations. So certain things are obviously deeply concerning, but I think most of them are. I always thought it was interesting that they were worried about the Russian connections, supposedly with Eugenie's tiara that she wore at her wedding, which I was always like, I don't get it, because that was even before everything with Ukraine. So I didn't understand why that would be really a question, because that was a tiara that was given to Her Majesty decades ago. Basically, was left to Her Majesty. Kristen said, I really want to see the tech crescent tiara on display. It is beautiful and something different. I totally and completely agree. So if you guys don't know, let me pull it up here. Sorry, the picture is rather small, but that is the tech tiara. So it has those crescent moons on it, which I feel like you never ever see. So it would just be really, I just think, awesome to see this. It would be challenging to wear, I feel like, but it would also just be a lot of fun to see Catherine or Camilla go, hey, we're going to try something a bit more challenging here. And so I feel like that the tech one is definitely one of those ones that fits that mark really, really well. We also can see the ladies honor the South Africa in the color of clothes of the dresses that they choose. But we also know that the Queen at least always wore white pretty much for every white tie event. Catherine and Camilla did not really stick to that mantra, but Camilla just may decide that, hey, I want to do this now and follow the Queen's tradition. I'm all for color, so I would prefer to see color, but that may be just me. Okay, guys, still looking. I'm not seeing anything yet. And if you guys haven't ever checked it out, I would encourage you to check out the Court Jeweler. I feel like Lauren, who runs it, does a really great job of giving us a little bit of details about these different tiaras, because there are quite a lot of them, and some of them have just been stuck in vaults and we haven't seen them for a while, or sometimes we haven't seen them. We don't even know they exist, as in the case with Eugenie's tiara. All right, just looking through. Zani says, I'm keen to see if the South African delegation will somehow incorporate South African beadwork into their designs. We also have some fabulous designers, so I'm hoping to showcase this. That would be excellent. Obviously, with estate visits, if Catherine's visiting a place, usually she chooses a design from a local designer or a British one. For state occasions, I think, as far as I'm aware, she's always chosen British designers. Maybe one time it was Marchesa. She had Jenny Packham, Alexander McQueen. Those are her go-tos in this situation. So I don't necessarily foresee that, but it would be a great nod if she did, or something to represent South Africa. But again, usually when you're going to a country, you do that more. So Debbie H asks, I'm a bit late, but do you think we'll see the South African diamonds that the Queen received for her 21st birthday? We definitely could, especially if they were purchased. Obviously, right now with the questions and feelings now about colonialism and everything, there's certain jewelry that some people think should remain off limits, but I'm all for emptying out the vaults in terms of, let's see. I don't want things hidden, because part of the fun is seeing the jewelry, seeing the diamonds, seeing the tiaras. Otherwise, they're just stuck in a museum and they're just not as fun to see than to actually see them on someone. It's fun in a museum because you can go and look at them, and then that's cool. But there's something about somebody actually wearing these really expensive jewelries, especially these old mine cuts, that I feel like just adds a gravitas, and I would just love to see that even more. Wendy says that ruby necklace would make a teensy tiara, not fitting for the Princess of Wales. I actually think, depending on the base of it, it actually could be somewhat high. It looks more like a fringe style or Kokoshnik style in the way. So I really hope that we do actually. I think that would be cool to see. But again, I don't even know if that's the case with it. It's just so weird that we only saw it the one time and never again. And I really hope we see it. We see it more too. Okay, Mama Otter says, greeting from Pittsburgh. Do you think we'll see Sophie in a new tiara? I don't actually think we'll see Sophie in a new tiara. We may, not to discount that possibility. But so Sophie is actually, I would say, has more access to tiaras in the family than anybody else. She had at least 2 aquamarine tiaras she could wear. She had her wedding tiara. And she also had some sort of smallish tiara thing that I can't quite remember what it was. It kind of had a circular design, but she's had a lot of access to things that we've never seen. So, or sorry, that more than anybody else. Diana was only lent the Queen Mary's Lover's Knot tiara. Camilla got 3. Technically, she has the Tech Crescent tiara. She also has the Delhi and the honeycomb. Those are the 2 Camilla has access to in addition to her own family's tiara. So let me see if I can have a picture. I have a picture up here from my tiara video for that. I'm not seeing it. So yeah, Camilla had access to technically 3, but she didn't really have access. Oh, here it is. To all that much more. So here's to seeing maybe her in something different. So this is, let me pull this out here. These are the 3 tiaras that the Camilla had access to. Well, in addition, she had the 4th one, which with the Tech tiara that she never wore. I don't know if the Tech tiara was too delicate or she just didn't like it or didn't feel like it looked good on her. This is the honeycomb one. This is her family's own tiara. And I can tell it. Hopefully you can see my little mouse. If you can't, so the middle one is her family tiara. The one on the left side is the honeycomb, and the one on the right side is the Delhi. And I feel like because of her fanned hairstyle, it actually really fits her features quite well. So I do think she actually rocks that pretty well. And so let's go back here. So we don't have anything yet. Oh, shit takes way too long to hear about these things. Lisa says, how about the Oriental circlet? Yes, that definitely could be an option for Camilla. And I think, or maybe even Catherine, it'll just be interesting to see how they delineate out and say, okay, this one, X1 is considered to be a big gun or one reserved exclusively for the queen. And there'll be maybe more that they decide, you know what, we're just going to split these. And I think that'll take some time. They may not do that. I wish they would, just because it's more fun. But it may just be a thing where Camilla's like, oh, Catherine, here, I'll give you one additional one you can wear, and that's it. But at this point, because they only have Anne, who has access to quite a few, including her own, and Sophie, who already has quite a few, we could see, I would love to see an expansion on what Catherine can wear. So it'll just be, again, let me know your thoughts. What do you want to see Catherine wear? What do you want to see Camilla wear? And I just would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so Jen says, Brittany, dying to see the Persian turquoise on Kate. So beautiful. Yes, I completely agree. I would love to see, especially some of those older pieces that we haven't seen in basically decades, in some cases almost a century, that we just haven't seen debut on Catherine or Camilla, just because, again, it's just fun. It's just sad to know that there's these in here, and some of them we just only have black and white pictures of. So I'm going to try to find the turquoise one here. And we do have at least one, but I mean, it's not a great quality picture because the picture's so old. So there's the turquoise. Again, we haven't seen this since Margaret's death. I could definitely see Catherine debuting this one. I would love to see turquoise. I think turquoise is a fun color tiara. It's kind of interesting. At first, I didn't like it, but I've come now to like them a lot. So I'm really hoping perhaps that we get this one. Again, I apologize for the kind of the poor quality of the picture. But again, we haven't really seen this one since the 60s. Maybe a time or two. I think maybe she took a picture of it with it in the later in life, although that might have been a different tiara that could also be converted into a necklace. But either way, we haven't seen that one in a really long time. Oh, here's a fantastic color picture of it, just to give you an idea. Maybe this is one that just Camilla wears, but oh, isn't that gorgeous, guys? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So yes, that is the turquoise. That is a turquoise tiara. Okay, now for some reason I can't get out of that screen. So So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. A lot of you guys said, at least for Catherine's outfit earlier today, a lot of you said plum for the color. And I tend to agree. I think it's so just for clarity's sake, for those of you who haven't seen it, I think it's a lovely, completely great and appropriate look, but I feel like it's plum and not burgundy. It's harder to tell in this picture, and in the daylight, it definitely does look more plum, and her accessories are definitely burgundy, which I feel like totally works. It's just funny when everybody's saying, or cranberry. I like cranberry is a great color for it too, because everybody's saying, oh, it's burgundy, and I'm like, I don't think so. But maybe again, that could just be me. We'll just scroll down a little bit because I feel like maybe I missed a couple of you. I'm late. Tamara says, no worries at all. We're just still even here waiting. And again, I'll let you all know if you don't know, I'm looking at my screen up above me, trying to keep track of Twitter, because that may be the first place we see a bit. And then I scroll through to different tiaras that I can show. And then also going over here to Sky News Livestream and seeing if we can see the arrivals. They usually do film it, and I feel like that's something that'll continue and perhaps grow. We haven't seen that too much with the Queen. The Queen, at least when it came to the diplomatic reception, she just opened that up a couple years ago, right before, and that was one of their few tiara events a year. I feel like the British don't do quite as many as the rest of the royal families do. Again, I feel like that comes down to a bit of the Queen and her age. No worries about that whatsoever, but it would just be, I think, so much fun to see more. Ritz says, I would love to see Kate in a more intricate updo. Her gorgeous hair is super long now, so many options. Yes, I feel like the best ladies when it comes to tiara hair is probably the Swedes. Whoever does their hair does an excellent job, because there have been quite a few intricate updos from that we've seen of the Swedes, and I just feel like that is something that is just super gorgeous. So I just really hope that that's something that we can see, as well as Catherine having a bit more fun. But it may depend too on her hair. If her hair, I believe, her hair is obviously thick, but if it tends to be perhaps more silky and so more prone to things moving or not staying quite as well, she may just not be able to do some of those pretty crazy looks that we've seen from other families. Aw, G Barrett, be sure to like the video for stream quality. Why, thank you. I'm still learning the live stream stuff. It's not perfect. I need to figure out how to do it even better, but I'm just keep trying to learn and trying to do the best that I can. So definitely not perfect, but I really appreciate the shout out. Thank you. Ariel Joma, do you think President will be excited about this visit, the banquet? What is his personality like? Oh, that is an interesting question. If this was a comment asked of another person on the chat. And so I think anybody who goes to the UK and experiences a real British state visit, I mean, he already said, I believe there was a quote from him that he's already just like, nobody does this like the Brits. And when he was walking in with King Charles and Camilla, he looked pleased as punch. And I think that is something that, I mean, how can you not be? It's so like, going to a state visit at the UK, there's nothing cooler, I don't feel like, than that. All the other families do a great job as well, but the Brits, I feel like, are just a step above the rest. And I feel like some of it is just the history of it as well, and just people are unbelievably, and Britain has a huge footprint, more than some of the other families. So even when we do get other big state visits in other countries, we just don't see quite as much of them. So that would be why I would anticipate that, although I love doing the idea of doing these live streams for Tiara Watches, and maybe we'll do them more for different families, for different state events. Some of them will just be, it'll be just hard to get the live coverage because they're just not, at least for me and being in the States right now, they're just not as covered quite as much. It's harder to find the footage, because right now I wish I was in the UK so I could make sure I was getting the best coverage and I don't miss a second of their arrivals. So it's almost 8 o'clock there now in the UK. And so we should be seeing them arrive sometime soon. That is when it officially kicks off, but we may be delayed and they may finally get us a video a couple minutes later. So hopefully soon, fingers crossed, that we see whatever the ladies are wearing. And of course, if you see it before I do, please let me know. Wendy Cromwell says, yes, the the Nobel ceremony is live streamed. Yes. So it definitely will be something we do. So the live stream for every year, the Swedish royal family does the Nobel Prize ceremony in Sweden. So this is not the peace one. This is the one for science and mathematics and I believe literature. So they always do that. They always dress in their finest. So that is my next planned live stream, which will be December 10th. I am a bit bummed though, because Princess Madeline won't be there, and she's one of my favorite royals, and she won't be there. And that makes me sad. Because I would love to see her. And I will say as well, I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched The Big Bang Theory. I was really bummed that they didn't try to maybe even get just Madeline to show up in the background or see if she would be willing to come in there. And because they did, I guess, spoiler alert, at the end, they did go to the Nobel Prize ceremony. So that was because they were, the show was focused on physicists. So I just thought that would be really cool. Rachel says, I'm so glad I caught a live stream. I've been listening to your videos and live streams as I clean and work. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I can give you a bit of a distraction while you're doing something that maybe not necessarily is fun, but something that needs to be done. And probably something I need to do more. So this is from Julie. The president calls his addresses to the nation family meetings. His nickname is Uncle Cyril, if that gives you an idea of his personality. He's not perfect, though. So this is a South African president. And Luna says, I'm late. Oh, don't worry at all. We haven't seen a tiara yet, but we have been discussing some great options for the ladies. Okay, and so while we are still waiting, I love that people say, yes, plum. Let's go through just seeing if I'm missing anything as well here. Are all of you hear the lady? Oh, do all of you hear the lady? I think everybody does because I'm getting responses. If I'm muted, I know pretty quickly. Cat Lover asks, who is the new Angela Kelly? So we did hear that Angela Kelly was basically the keeper. I mean, she was the keeper of the Queen's wardrobe just in general, but she was also the keeper of Her Majesty's jewelry. And because she was the one that Harry got really mad at for not dropping everything to let Meghan Markle have a bit of time with her tiara. So we don't know who this new person is. I would assume there would have to be a bit of bleed over because Kelly, I'm sure, Angela Kelly does know a lot about the collection, perhaps almost more than anyone at this point. And so her job was to keep everything, I'm sure, in line and in order so it could transfer to the next generation. Again, we don't know if there have been particular pieces set aside for particular people, but I don't foresee any big pieces leaving the main line of the family. I don't foresee that at all. Again, if Eugenie actually personally had her tiara, meaning the tiara she wore at her wedding, it was personally given and left to her, she would have to pay inheritance taxes on that. And if that tiara is well into the six figures, that's a lot of money. So not that she doesn't have a lot of money, but that's probably why I would imagine wouldn't do it. So it will be interesting to see. But again, I don't foresee that being a huge issue. Okay, we're still looking through. No tiaras yet. Oh, but keep giving me all your predictions for what tiaras you want to see. And let me pull up. There we go. But this is a great question. From Tamara, how heavy are tiaras? So it depends on the tiara. Some of them are quite heavy. Some of them are pretty light. So for example, let's, trying to think through all my different videos and pictures that I have. Let me pull up one that we know definitely for sure is heavy. And once you see it, you'll know why. So I'm sorry, I keep searching for the picture here. So obviously one of the heavy ones, the really, really heavy ones would be the Stuart tiara that resides in the Netherlands. That one would be enormously heavy because it's just a big, big piece. It has a big, big diamond on it. And if I could only find the picture of it, that would help immensely, I know. Okay. Let me see if no, that's not it. Just going to see if I had the video of it because I know I do have that video somewhere. But so Maxima has worn that tiara. Okay, here is that. So we'll see. You can see on the far side because I can't. There was a picture I had of all of them, but you can see. So here on the far left side is Maxima and even the lower version of the tiara. So that's not even how big it is. Her mother-in-law, Queen Beatrix, did not wear the tiara because of its weight. At the top could be a massive 40 karat light blue diamond. So you can imagine that the tiara got quite heavy. So she's actually pulling diamonds off to make the earrings. She's been very clever with how she's worn it. She's worn it in actually 4 different ways that we know of. So that one is quite heavy. You see Princess Beatrice is wearing Queen Mary's fringed tiara. So she's in the middle there. And I would imagine that one is somewhat heavy because there's a lot of it there. But at the same time, it's not just solid. So I could see it being somewhat light. Same with the Swedish tiara here that Madeline's wearing, the aquamarine kokoshnik. You do have those empty spaces, which I think lessens the weight. But the jewelry itself, the gemstones are quite large. So those could weigh quite a bit, and that weighs down the tiara. It also depends too on how flexible or inflexible a tiara is. If you can kind of mold it to your head, the easier it will be to wear, because then it's not just forced within, maybe the tiara is bigger than your head or smaller than your head and you're trying to wear it and it just doesn't work. Here's another one that's quite heavy, and this is from the Swedish royal family. This is the Bränzaga tiara that the queen wears. You probably can't really tell how big it is. It's very tall. It's like a good 3 inches tall. It's very, very heavy. So this one is very heavy, and it will give you a headache. That's what Princess Beatrix, now of the Netherlands, she used to be queen. That was her thing, is that the tiaras gave her a headache. So that was something that she definitely struggled with. And we also had, which I don't think I'll have easy access to, there's one from Norway that the future queen of Norway recently wore, and it had pearls and then these big empty spaces kind of between. So tiara would have been actually quite light, because there's just, even though the pearls were big and to a certain extent had height, it wasn't dense. So the denser the jewelry and everything on the tiara, the more uncomfortable it will be, depending on the size and the flexibility of it. The more difficult it will sit on your head. And some people, that would be easy. Like for me, even headbands, I loved headbands. They still give me a headache. A lot of the time, halfway through the day, I'm like, oh, I got a headache. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a headband. That would be why. This is one I would imagine is quite heavy, from the British collection here. And this is the kokoshnik tiara. I believe this one, given the size of the diamonds and the weight and the metal and everything, would be very heavy. So again, all depends on the tiara. And yes, and also we have, for the Cambridge Lover's Knot, we know that Diana struggled with it because of the movement and the weight. So if you have moving elements too, that adds an extra bit of, I guess, worry. I would be looking at it. So it looks like, according to what we've seen so far, Kate is in the Cambridge Lover's Knot. Oh, this is from Kate Middleton Style Blog, and Diana's Collingwood earrings tonight. Oh, I was hoping she would debut something else. But like I said, guys, this could be hit or miss. But I haven't seen any pictures yet, but this is just what somebody is saying. So let's look. I'm back over to Sky News. It doesn't seem like Sky is showing the entries. Yeah, and again, it may be something where they're on a delay, but they should be there now. Usually the state dinners start at 8. So that is when they're usually there, but we do not see it yet. So just waiting to see what comes through and Twitter, and I will show you guys what we can see. Again, oh, Catherine. Ooh. So it looks like she is wearing, and again, I haven't seen any video or pictures yet. And I have Twitter, and I follow a lot of royal people on Twitter. So usually I can get through. But this supposedly looks like what Kate is wearing tonight, and it's red. So that does bring into, and I would imagine she probably modified it, because Catherine does modify a lot of her of her outfit. So this looks like, according to reports, this is what it looks like she's wearing tonight. So I'm anxious to see it, because usually she does modify things. So it may not be exactly this, but let's keep going and keep waiting and seeing what we have. But I was really hoping for a change. But hopefully at some point we will probably see more, but maybe not tonight yet. It'll be interesting to see what we have for Camilla. All right. Yes, I feel like that would be a stunning dress. And it's somebody else said it's a white gown. So maybe she changed it up for a white gown. So this is what we're seeing from Victoria Howard. She's saying that the gown is white, and it is so that may be going along with the theme of the queen wearing white at her dress. So if it is that Jenny Packham, Catherine is known for, again, changing up the color of something. So that would be super cool, but I have not seen any pictures come through yet. Oh, wow. So this is not a great picture, guys. Not gonna lie, but this is what we have. Wow, that is quite the bling right there. That is, it is very, very blingy. I should say, not bling it, blingy. I feel like it does really, oh man, that is cool. I can't wait to see that in person. I think the person's right, though. It does look like that Jenny Packham dress. And that is usually her go-to between Jenny Packham and Alexander McQueen. So, yes, Sharon Nichols says, the Princess of Wales looks stunning in everything she wears. I don't think I've seen her look less than perfect, whether I like what she's wearing or not. Nelfam says, amazing. Yes. Spice Rack says, yes. Just like I said, I may have been just seeing yours and then your brain, autocorrects. Is it a bit over the top for the shoulders? Andreas asked. That is actually a great question. And I think, given that she is the Princess of Wales now, I don't feel like that's over the top. If she was still the Duchess of Cambridge, maybe, but she is now basically, she is the heir's wife. So she gets access to more, not to mention the fact that she is absolutely a very much a high-ranking member of the family now. So let's keep looking, see, do we have more pictures? No, that's the only picture we have so far, guys. Looks like that's the only picture we have so far, but I still think it is a great look from what we can see. I'll just keep it up. But yeah, I think Terry says the Cambridge lovers, not again. I know. I was just really hoping for a change. Maybe we'll see a change with Camilla. Yeah, so far what I've seen, we've seen Catherine wear all these pieces before. So none of this is particularly nothing that I see here is particularly a standout or new for Catherine. Again, we'll wait and see what Camilla has. Sergio says, I'm so tired of seeing the Princess of Wales in that tiara. I think she does look great in it. I think it's, in terms of the tiaras she's had access to so far, she looks the best in that one. But I agree she needs to wear something else, because at some point it does become a little, more repetitive without, I know that sounds weird because they're priceless, famous jewelry, but I just don't feel like it's just not as fun not to have more that we can see. So I wish we could see more from her, something different. The pin and ribbon for King Charles, the one I see so far is still Her Majesty that's up on her shoulder, but we may see something different. Somebody says maybe she's waiting for the coronation. Guys, that could definitely be the case. I imagine she'll wear some sort of crown for the coronation. That would be my guess. But we don't know exactly what she will be wearing. That is a huge question, is what she will be wearing. In terms of, because they do want to pare it down, so she may not go quite crown level, because that, those crowns can be seen definitely as a bit of a relic of the past. But because they don't want to see too ostentatious, especially given the difficult environment that the country is experiencing right now. Kristen says, definitely a statement dress. I love it. I wish she had mixed it up with a new tiara, but the dress may explain why she's stuck with the lover's knot. That may be entirely true, because that is quite the dress. And you almost have to go understated with a tiara if you're going with a dress that is that busy, if that makes sense. So for example, Queen Maxima of the Netherlands recently, she wore a dress that I liked, but it was almost too fussy for the tiara. And she did that too recently as well. She wore that very ornate dress along with the ornate pearl tiara. And it was almost overkill. It was almost like too much. It's like, oh, you need to dial something back. Oh, I missed the Megan comment. That would be funny though. Cat lover. Wow, eat your heart out, Megan. Yes, I think so. I just still don't understand why Meghan Markle left the bling of the monarchy to just schlep it in Hollywood. I still don't get it. Because I mean, anybody can be in Hollywood. Hollywood people get lent jewels all the time, but I feel like it's almost something different to go, not that you personally own it because it does belong to the crown, but you do kind of own it. So that is something that Meghan, like, she may be lent something at some point again, but she may never own any sort of tiara that grand, or she won't be able to wear anything all that grand really ever. So, and I'm sure it just reminds you too, especially this is the first state event we've had in how many years now? Since 2019. Oh, here's a better picture. Okay, ready, guys? All right, there we go. So Catherine, the Princess of Wales, arrives for a state banquet at Buckingham Palace for the president. So yes, it looks like the designs there. We got stars, we got a bit of flower things there. A lot of bling to that look. It looks like she does have the long sleeves. It does look pretty gorgeous, but I was really hoping to see a new one on her. So but that just means we have to do this next time, and hopefully we'll have a new tiara. Usually they do state events twice a year in addition to the diplomatic reception. So maybe we'll see something at the diplomatic reception that could be different. Then that would be fun. She should call Maxima for a style question. Yeah, Maxima does, I feel like, go big or go home better than just about any other royal. She really does. And she does do kind of huge things. So Hazel says, I love she is keeping with the Queen's traditions. It's too early to do something fun that's short after the Queen's death. I love that she is queening it up. So definitely, maybe she just couldn't. Although I would imagine this state visit was probably already planned ahead of time before the Queen's death. So this was something they were already gearing up for. Catherine may have already had this dress in commission before then and decided, well, at this point, I don't really want to change it. But I mean, a color would have been fun, like the sapphire tiara, or even, I don't know, the turquoise one. I don't think would have worked with that, given the embellishments. But she may have decided, well, I can't go fully as much as I wanted to with my tiara, but hey, I can do a dress. Teresa says, I so wish the Baltimore tiara wasn't sold. That was an amazing thing. Yes, that was a gorgeous tiara. It's so sad that it did leave the family, but thankfully it wasn't one where it had a huge historical connection. It was just one owned by Margaret. So not that that's necessarily, not to saying that's bad or anything, but it's not like it was owned by Queen Mary or something like that. Because I feel like, or Queen Victoria, I feel like that's something a bit different and something, you definitely don't want to see big historic pieces leave. Although the Baltimore does somewhat fit that mold, but not quite as well. Here's another picture for you guys to check out. So again, the blurry night, getting photographs. I definitely have, I don't feel like it is definitely a bit hard to get a great picture, especially in moving cars. Although sometimes I get some really great ones. So it was just, she is looking great though and looking happy. So this is from Ariel. I honestly feel like our president is the sweetest on the planet, very humble and down to earth. I wonder if he is going to ask about Harry and Meghan. Oh, that is funny. So yes, we've gotten some good words about the South African president. So he has this fun right now of being here at the state visit, which I think, I mean, how can you ask for more? And obviously Harry and Meghan, I don't know if he was the president when they went down there. He may have been, because it was just really a short time ago. When you think about it, it was 2019. That was just 3 years ago. So that's not, it's not too long ago for sure. So just looking to see if you have any new pictures. Doesn't look like yet. I'm hoping we get an arrivals video. We usually get, and I don't know if this will be, because I can't remember if Catherine and William did this with the Chinese president. Usually the monarchs, of this case, the Queen, she will stand and for a picture, a formal picture with her guests. So this time it'll be obviously Charles and Camilla. I don't know if William and Catherine will be included in that as well. They were always in the room behind them mingling. So as they are the most senior royals now, besides the king and queen, they may be up there. Lila asks, what tiara will Sophie be wearing, do you think? Oh gosh, she has so many different options. Really, compared to everybody else, Sophie really had some great options to get. I don't know what she'll be wearing. She could be wearing something new, but I would imagine, given that Catherine is not wearing anything new, I would imagine that's the same case with Sophie. I don't foresee her wearing anything different or grand, since she is obviously, not only is she not she's still very much a senior royal, but she's not the daughter-in-law of the queen anymore. She is the sister-in-law of the king. So that does change a bit. I feel like as the generations go on and the monarch passes away, their younger children, whoever the monarch is, their younger children just don't get quite as much perhaps attention as they used to. So Terry Nichols says we will see new tiaras break out after the coronation. That could definitely be the case. They may just be waiting till after the coronation. Beth says the lover's knot is perfect for Catherine. It definitely is. I definitely love it, but I would love to see a new one. I would love to see him. Aurora says, thank you for going live, Brittany. You're welcome. You're welcome. Show the dress and the tiara again, please. Let's find the better. I just kind of keep, we'll go back to this picture. So there it is. There it is. So I'm just waiting and hoping that we get something new. We'll probably, as soon as we do, hopefully we'll wind this down here after too much longer, but this was definitely fun. I hope you guys liked it and that we can do it again. So Marblehead says they were only a couple months from the Queen's death. A little modesty is appropriate. Yeah, it probably is, but it would be so fun to see her wear something new. Terry says Sophie likes the smaller aquamarine tiara. Looks lovely with her eyes. It does. I think Sophie does rock both of the, she has two actually aquamarine tiaras that she's worn from the Queen. And so, and I think Princess Anne has worn one of those as well. Question from Marie, would Harry and Meghan have attended this if they were on good terms with the family? Yes. Absolutely, yes, they would have attended this. This is a senior level royal event. In Charles's slimmed down monarchy, Harry and Meghan would have played a key role in something like this. So that Meghan and Harry are not there, I mean, that is all on them. It's totally, completely on them. But they would have definitely been expected to attend. And I mean, they would have Meghan maybe would have had a new tiara, or maybe could have worn her wedding tiara multiple times. It is something that she would have done for sure. Spice Rex says, sick of seeing this tiara. Imagine the possibilities in the vault, a wasted opportunity. To a certain extent, I somewhat agree. I know that's somewhat an unpopular opinion, but there are so many in the British vaults, and we just didn't see that much of them. Again, partly because the Queen held on to so many of them, and they just didn't exchange quite as much. So whatever somebody had, that's all they wore. So you do get a little bit tired. You just want to see something different. So let's see if we can. Oh, this is a different picture. I don't know if that's really worth showing or not. Oh, we can see William because everybody wants to see the ladies. No, the guys, for the guys, they get all dressed up too. But there's William and Catherine in the car together. Oh, Camilla's wearing a new one, guys. It looks like she's wearing the sapphire, everyone. Oh, that's exciting. That is exciting. Oh, yes. Okay. And she's not wearing white, which is interesting because obviously that was the queen's thing, is to wear a white one. But Camilla obviously has busted out something new. So it looks like, from what we can see, it is a sapphire. And that is the only picture I've seen so far of Camilla in the car. But let's see if we can find anything else. What do you guys think of Camilla getting a new tiara and not Catherine? Again, that might be Catherine's complete and utter choice in that matter. But I mean, there are tiara politics, guys. There absolutely 100% are tiara politics. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There are definitely people who really like their particular tiara, or really like the status that a particular tiara gives them. So let's see. That is all we have so far. Okay. Hi, Brittany. Night Owl says, looks like the dinner is starting late. Yes, because I did look it up. I totally looked it up, and it said it started at 8 o'clock. And so I was like, okay, I'm 5 hours behind. So it should start at 3. So if we start the thing at 2:30, they should be arriving into dinner at 8. That was my thought, but apparently I'm wrong. Apparently I was wrong. Yeah, because I thought I think Andrea says oops, sorry, wrong one. Andrea says, thought Camilla would play it safe, and like you said, this was planning when the queen was alive, so I'm surprised at the dark blue. I'm surprised too. I thought, I mean, even though Camilla, like Beth says, does get access to all the jewelry, I just thought, given that Camilla's popularity is still somewhat tenuous, that she would be more cautious than Catherine. I don't think Catherine can do a ton of wrong. I feel like Camilla, because there's still some, I mean, I see it in my comments and stuff, that some people are still not keen on Camilla at all, that she would play it even safer than Catherine would. And I know, because I get a lot of comments of, you know, it's Queen Consort Camilla. So the British media, just to make a blanket statement, the British media has said that they will call her Queen Camilla just for the sake of simplicity. So that's just something to keep in mind. And me too, because I have to fit things in particular titles, and I only get 100 characters. So that does actually limit you quite a bit. Yes. JP says, yes, Brittany. Buckingham Palace reports state dinners planned a year in advance. So she knew this was coming. So, I mean, obviously Camilla now has access to everything. So it'd just be interesting to see what's happening. I'm just going to search for it, see if we can get a better picture of the tiara on Camilla, because I would just love to see how it looks. And if you don't, those of you who don't know, I'm just looking up at my screen as I search through Twitter, because sometimes we get things faster from Twitter than we do from just about anything else. So I don't see it yet. Obviously, there's just not as much interest in Camilla as there is in Catherine. That, you know, that will kind of always be the case. And obviously, I guess Camilla is going with the theme of the blue, because we saw her earlier today. She wore this bright blue color. It looks like her dress is a very similar color. So I feel like she has a theme that she's going with, and the blue is definitely part of that. So it'll be interesting to see Countess of Sophie of Wessex in the bigger aquamarine tiara. Really? That would be, is that confirmed? Because that would be interesting. That would be really interesting. Just because, again, Sophie, well, maybe just a thank you to Sophie for all her hard work over the years. But again, she's had more access to tiaras than just about anybody else in the family. But I mean, the sapphire, I would say, is not one that is particularly too attached to the queen. So I feel like in many ways it's somewhat a safe-ish choice. So we'll just share my screen here real quick. So this is the one that she's wearing, is the sapphire one that you can see with the queen. So she has worn this one last time, it looks like, at the state visit from China. So that would have been in about 2015, I believe. And she also wore it at the diplomatic reception. We see it right there with Catherine. And Camilla and the Queen, and obviously the senior members. And it was obviously as well, it was the cover for Chris Jackson's book on the pictures of the Queen. So I actually did buy this book, which I'm really excited about because I think Chris Jackson does amazing pictures. So that's definitely a tiara that we haven't seen in a little bit, but still one that's been pretty recent, but I would say one that's not so closely associated with the Queen that, you know, you wear. It's not the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. That one is definitely only the Catherine, I feel like, can wear that one at one point, but definitely not. I think Camilla should wait a while for that one. So it looks like Sophie is wearing one of her aquamarine tiaras there. So that's what we've got from her. It's hard to tell, obviously, in this picture. It's not the best picture, but it is very, very, I think, appropriate. And again, I don't foresee Sophie getting many more tiaras here. So let's see if we've gotten, I'm hoping to get an arrival. So it looks like the Duchess of Gloucester is wearing the Cartier Indian tiara, which you can kind of sort of see. And it's one that, you know, we call the big gun. It's probably the biggest she owns. And in questions of somebody as for being weight, it probably weighs quite a bit. So it looks like she is all done up as well. So it's good to see that the Queen's cousins are still in rotation, because I feel like they still need them. I feel like cutting them out too quickly, or the idea of cutting them out, is a bit too much. There's so much that needs to be covered in the UK compared to other countries, because the UK does have obviously the Commonwealth in addition to everything else. So that makes it very, very different in a lot of ways. So Kristen says, I love the pattern of diamonds on the sides of the aquamarine on Sophie's tiara. Yes, it is beautiful. Tori says, any word on Anne's tiara? No, not yet. Not that I've seen. So I've been watching this, and we haven't seen Anne come up yet. Although Anne has been in the Falklands. So somebody put up a list of who is attending, and I can't remember if Anne was on that list or not. I can't remember. As Kinsey asks, is there a Sussex tiara? No, there is no tiara with the Duchy of Sussex. I think Harry's only the second one to have access to the title, or maybe the third maybe. So somebody just said the photos are on the Daily Mail. So I'm just pulling it up here. It looks like they have the same ones we've seen on Twitter. Yeah, we have the Duke of Kent arriving, but doesn't seem like Princess Anne is in attendance. Again, she was in the Falklands recently, so she I would imagine that she may not attend. That does make sense, because it is a long flight, I'm sure. All right. Well, guys, this has been so fun. I keep hoping maybe we get a little bit of a better picture from somebody somewhere, and then we'll probably try to wrap up this tiara video real quick, because I know that other people have things that are going on today, and I do as well. So I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I was kind of hoping we'd get a better picture or something. I was really hoping the dinner would actually start when I thought it would, and it apparently did not. So guys, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. So much going on. Getty Images has new pictures. So let's pull up Getty and see what we can get from Getty. Getty is always great, a place to find some awesome pictures. Newest. Oh, there we go. We have a great one of Catherine, guys. Chris Jackson. All righty. Here we go. Oh, that looks great. So she is actually in the palace here. It's not one where she is actually, she's not actually in the car, which is awesome. So yay, that is so fabulous. Oh my goodness, it does look gorgeous. If you guys can see, the quarter is like, I'd love to purchase a lot of the Getty Images, but they're $500 a pop. So they are expensive. But this is a gorgeous look. I love the details that we get with these really, really nice cameras in terms of the tiaras, because it's just always great to see these tiaras in detail, and especially the detail around the shoulders of Catherine's gown. Again, it's a very, very glam look. I don't feel like we've seen really this look from Catherine yet, this in terms of this very, very much hugely glamorous look. Okay, so we have seen these pictures before. So we'll get, there we go, guys. We have, sorry if you're getting a little whiplash, but ooh, it does have the very dramatic sleeves. I wasn't sure if Catherine would go that way or not, because that is very dramatic. And I feel like Catherine, she's dipping out and pushing things a little bit, but she's never been one that has been super, super dramatic. So I just love the drama of this, and the sleeves I think is quite fabulous. So I feel like we haven't seen her in something like this. So you can't tell what the shoes are exactly, but it looks like she has a bit of a silver shoe there as well. So she looks fantastic. So guys, I'm just going to dip back over here and see if we have, and so here's another picture. Oh, very, very glamorous, very gorgeous. And then she has that brooch up there that's holding the top of her sash in. And it looks like this is the one. So we saw this first at the Remembrance Day ceremony, I believe. It's Art Deco. It looks like it might have been something that William purchased for Catherine, maybe, or even Charles for her 40th birthday. So it was for sale at an auction house around that time, and then was purchased. And now we see it on Catherine. So the growing thought, the thought right now is that it was purchased for Catherine, for most likely, since her birthday's in January, for her 40th birthday. That's, I think, would be the case. Oh yes, Gemma says, I think it's Jimmy Choo. That's probably true. The sparkly shoes are probably Jimmy Choo. She has ones that are, they're silver sparkle, and then they go ombre into blue. So I believe we would see something like this. Let's go back, and I'm sure we're going to refresh again here. Oh, we get a little smile. Oh, that's so fun. Isn't that fun? Somebody asked, Allison asked, is the sash longer than normal? It does look perhaps a little low. That could be that sometimes the volumes of her dresses mean that the sash actually has more to go over. So this may be why it seems a little long, but this could be how she particularly wants it. This is obviously the Royal Victorian Order is this sash. So I feel like that is she looks great in that. I'm so glad that she finally has, for a while, she did not have any sashes at all. So I'm so glad she does. But let's look at Queen Camilla and see if we, there we go. Queen Camilla, what do you guys think? Oh, she looks great in the sapphires. I will say though that the dress is not great. Anybody else think that? Colleen asked, do these guys ever get to sleep? I'm not sure. But guys, yeah, let me know what you think of the Queen's look here. I'm just, I don't know, it just doesn't, I think the color of the gemstones is great, but I'm just not feeling the dress at all. I'm wondering though if I'm not seeing a lot come through. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. For a second, I was like, is anything coming through? But no, Pamela says, don't like the dress. It's a little underwhelming. I would agree. It's very underwhelming. The sleeves seem too loose. It honestly seems, and it's not fitted well. So it really seems almost like something somebody can make themselves. And that's not great for an event like this. You need to have something, Vava Voom, like I not Vava Voom in a bad way, but just dramatic and very pretty. I don't think, again, I think she looks great in the colors and stuff, but I'm just not, and I feel like her sash is wrong, because she may have I don't really feel like South Africa would have a sash, like a royal order sash in this particular situation, because usually they give that to people visiting. It could be that it's a sash from South Africa, although she should have the Royal Garter sash. And I feel like that's not the right, I guess that's maybe the women's version of the garter sash. That's the Royal Order she's wearing, but I'm I'm not liking that. Again, it just looks a little too, let's see the full effect. Yeah, it's really underwhelming to me. I was expecting a bit more. But it is nice to see her bust out something new. It's, again, the color is good, but it's just like the sleeves seem too loose in the one picture we saw. I feel like it would have been better if the sleeves were fitted. The overlay maybe looks just a bit cheap. I don't know. That's just not me. That's just not me. Melinda says, "Where's Angela Kelly when you need her?" Yes, I feel like Camilla needs a little bit of help here. This was really her time to, like, this is her first post the Queen's death state visit. This was really her time to bust that out. I agree with Catherine too. It looks, Nancy, that it looks a bit too large. It does. It's not fitted right. So yeah, it's not a. Yeah, that was not the best look for Camilla's kind of grand debut as somebody now who is a huge portion of the British monarchy and the British household as queen. I feel like she needed to up her game here quite a bit. And apparently, I saw this very briefly on Twitter, but apparently this is a rewear of her dress. And I feel like this was something that she should have maybe actually she should have commissioned something new. I think it would have been better to commission something new in this case. I feel like it would have been awesome. Oh, I don't think we've seen this picture. Oh, Chris Jackson, guys, he gets the best pictures of Catherine. How gorgeous is that shot, everyone? That's a beautiful, beautiful shot. Oh, Jill says, it is a little too much off the rack at Macy's. I would agree. When it comes to Camilla's dress, not Catherine's, Camilla's dress. Catherine just looks, this is a stunning picture here. This is a stunning, stunning, gorgeous picture of Catherine. Chris Jackson, I love his stuff. I'd love for him to do a book of just pictures of Catherine that he's taken. Anda says her dresses never seem to be too well fitted and are too loose. I think she tries to downplay the waist. So this is in regards to Camilla. I would probably agree there a bit. Just scrolling through various things on Twitter and seeing if. So yeah, and I mean the full body look, it looks a bit better, but it's still just not as great as I feel like it could be. So that's a bit of a disappointment there. I was thinking really Camilla would just up her game a bit, guys. Oh, we do get a close-up shot of the tiara. She does look lovely there, I think. She does look lovely. She definitely has not had an easy road in the monarchy. I know Meghan complains about her experiences, but she has nothing to complain about when it compares to the Camilla and Catherine. I feel like I do feel like she does look lovely here. But yeah, I agree. The blues all kind of clash a bit. This may have been something where it was better to have a solid white, and so that way the blues can pop more rather than them looking contrasted and a bit muddled. I feel like that would have been a better option for Camilla for this event. But hey, it's a learning process. I mean, I know she's done it. I know she's been technically the Princess of Wales. I know nobody called her that, but technically that for a while. So she's done quite a few of these events, but this is, that's definitely, but yeah, all the pictures of Catherine, I feel like Catherine looks fabulous today. I thought very much that her look is the one to beat. And I don't feel like Camilla did that at all. So it'll just be, it'd be nice to see. I think we can see maybe a bit of Sophie in one of those pictures behind. She's wearing quite a big necklace. It'd be great to see more. I'm hoping just for the video of them entering. Usually we get that. So I'm just hoping and scrolling through and updating and seeing if we do get to see that. Obviously, this is a first state event with Camilla as part of the Order of the Garter. I imagine that Catherine will be added to the order pretty soon here. Catherine will be relied on a lot. We also got the Parliament session talking about how that they were very interested, at least one member was very interested in making Catherine a counselor of state in addition to the queen and some of the rest of the royals, in part because one day she may be required, if something happens to William and George is not of age, she may be basically the regent. So that is a huge thing that she may have to, hopefully not, we won't have to deal with that. Here, we'll jump over here. Sorry, I'm trying to find where my screen's going. Just trying to share a bit of the, let's go back over here. Sorry, I'm jumping over here to Sky News and seeing, because they were showing a bit of the coverage. I'll be careful with it, because if I show too much of it, I will get hit with copyright. But so it looks like they're doing a bit of a recap here. And hold on just one second. Let's turn off the sound. So if they do come by and show the arrivals and them walking in, we'll definitely jump over to that real quickly here. But yeah, it looks like Catherine again looking stunning. And Sophie is wearing obviously the aquamarine tiara and a Susanna dress. So we haven't really been able to see the dress details yet. Usually they focus on the most senior members of the royal family, and that would include obviously Catherine. And yes, Meghan would have been there, maybe wearing something very cool, but no, she wanted to be in Hollywood, guys. So she may get to borrow something from somewhere at some point. We get to borrow a dress. Okay, so we do have, they're talking about the state visit here on Sky News. So I just keep waiting to see if they pull out all of them walking in, because that's what we want to see, guys, right? Not here. We'll just wrap this up in a second. Julie says the close-up of Queen Camilla is stunning. At first, I didn't love the dress, but I think it's just the lace sleeves that aren't great. Maybe it would look better if they were solid. I think so. The lace looks a bit flimsy. So I just feel like it just doesn't totally work. Mindy says, can't wait to see what Catherine wears to the U.S. Earthshot Prize. Yes, she'll probably rewear something again, because that seems to be what she did with the last one. So maybe we'll see her bust out again, a dress that we haven't seen in a really long time, or only seen once. That was a bit of the fun about seeing that lilac dress again, is that we had not seen it in so long. So because she wore that the first year of her marriage, and then we hadn't seen it since. Okay. Still no walking in yet, guys. Still no walking in yet. All right. But let me know what you see. Maybe the gold bond dress for Earthshot. That would be stunning. Andrea Roy says, first year of marriage and then 3 babies later, she puts out the same dress. Superwoman, yes, and great genetics. Great genetics and access to a personal trainer and all those sorts of things. That cannot be de-emphasized enough. Not all of us are that genetically blessed. So, and for those of you guys who really love Major Johnny, yes, he is there. There he is. There he is. I feel like he has a lot of, he works so much. I feel like it's crazy. Somebody asked, is Catherine pregnant? I don't think so. Again, I feel like they were really only, they really only wanted, well, specifically William wanted 2 children. Catherine wanted 3. They landed on 3. I don't foresee them deciding to have another child, especially with all the new things voiced upon them. But at the same time, I feel like Catherine as well is that she is at this point in her life, what the word I'm looking for? But with all of her not being quite as engaged as I thought she would be, that could be for me wondering if, maybe she is pregnant. Because she missed some things I definitely thought she would be in, and that she wasn't, was a bit of a surprise to me. Okay, guys, I know as soon as I say let's sign off, we will, they'll do the walkthrough, but this live stream has gone a little too long, but I will say, so if those of you guys who follow me on Royal News Network, if you don't, you should, but I am so excited because I'm wearing my Recollections May Vary shirt. They just came in and I'm so excited. So I will be working on trying to figure out how to get those in a particular place where I purchased about 100 of them for this Christmas. So if you guys want one of these t-shirts, I would please keep checking back, and I will be setting up a way to sell them soon. I'm still working on it. But guys, I'm hoping that you did really truly enjoy it. This was so much fun. I feel like we'll go ahead and wrap this down because it's been about an hour and 20 minutes now. And I guarantee you, as soon as we sign off, we will get a video of them walking through. So we will see those very, very soon. So yes, I am so excited, but yeah, it looks like everybody was looking absolutely fabulous. Let's just check one more time to see if we have any new and fun pictures. And I don't see anything that's, I think we've got the best picture was that one from Chris Jackson. As always, he does best. Oh, we do have a full look of Sophie's look if you guys haven't seen it yet. So let's go ahead and add it here. So this is Sophie's outfit. And you can see Catherine and William in the background. So yeah, she's looking lovely as well. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I will let you guys know how, if you want to order the t-shirts, I will be figuring that out. I need to finalize the details of that. I'll be doing that very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching and going with me through this process as I jump between pictures and everything is just so crazy. Audrey says, thank you so much for the tip. Well, we'll see if she drinks alcohol. Yes. So Catherine may or may not drink alcohol. I don't know. But yes, Audrey, thank you so much for the tip. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you guys again on December 10th, because that's when the Swedish Nobel Prize ceremony is. And there are at least 3 ladies who will wear amazing tiaras. And the fun thing about the Swedes is that we don't know which one they'll wear because they trade them out quite a bit. The British are just not as good about that. So guys, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're here in the States, have a great week. If you are elsewhere, stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you guys again really, really soon. Bye.